If you're having trouble with mathematics, numbers getting problematic, don't you panic. Check MathWiz, the best math tutor on the planet. From fraction to algebra, simple maths, add up some trigonometry into that. Learning math is fun with MathWiz, and that's a fact. We're rooting for you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another lesson here at MathWiz Academy. I hope if this is your first time that you will enjoy today's lesson. If you are a return watcher, thank you for your continued support. I hope these videos continue to help you, whether with your homework, classwork, or if you are preparing for your exam. So we're going to continue with solving equations, and we're looking at, the square root. What if you're solving for x but it's under the square root? What do you do in that case? Now, if you aren't absolutely comfortable, you can watch the prerequisite videos just to ensure that you are confident with those foundation skills, and then you can get into today's lesson. So since we're solving for x, the first thing we want to do is to identify where the x is. Then the minus 2, when we take it to the other side, we are going to change it to plus 2. So in regards to the previous lessons that we would have done, we said that if something is minus, when you take it to the other side, it will become plus. All right, and so we have the square root of x is equal to 1 plus 2, which is 3. To get rid of the square root, you must use the square. And so we have x is equal to 3 squared. So to get rid of the square root, you square. And please note that 3 squared does not mean 3 times 2. It means 3 multiplied by itself 2 times, which is 3 times 3, which is 9. Provided you understood that question, you can go ahead and try this one on your own. But I will repeat the explanation for those who maybe didn't catch it the first time. So we're looking for x, so you identify where is the x in the problem. Clearly that x is under the square root. So usually whatever we're solving for, we're going to move that last or manipulate it last. And so that is why I move whatever is beside it. So that minus 2 will become plus 2. All right, and then after that, we have the square root, which to get rid of it, we square the opposite side. Okay, so you can go ahead, try that question. You can press pause, go ahead and work it, and then you can press play to receive the solution. So we have the square root of x minus 5 is equal to 1. So again, we want to locate the x. The minus 5, when we take it to the other side, is going to become plus 5. And so we have the square root of x is equal to 1 plus 5, which is 6. And then the square root, to remove it, you are going to square the opposite side. And 6 squared is 6 times 6, which is 36. So that's our first example. For the second example that or second type of question that we will have minus 3 plus the square root of x is equal to 4. So since I'm solving for x, again, I locate where x is. So I'm going to remove everything else. So the minus 3, when I take it to the opposite side, it will become plus 3, which is very similar to the questions that we just did. And so we have the square root of x is equal to 4 plus 3, which is 7. To get rid of the square root, so because it's plus the square root of x, you don't have to put the plus in front. It's optional. I prefer to work without it, just so that you don't have too much going on, so you don't get confused. And so to get rid of that square root, we square. And 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is going to give you 49. Okay, so you can go ahead and try this question. So you can pause the video, and then once you're through, you can press play to see the solution. Okay, so provided you have worked that question on your own, again, you want to identify where is the letter you are looking for. Then you have -4. So when you take it across, it is going to become +4. And so the square root of x is going to be 5 plus 4, which is 9. And to get rid of the square root, we will square the opposite side. And 9 squared is 9 times 9, which is going to give us 81. For the third set of questions that we will try for today, it's the same procedure. However, what if that square root x is on the right-hand side? So I want to show you that the questions are worked very similarly. So you want to first identify where is the x, then we will remove everything from beside it. So that -3, when we take it to the opposite side, will become +3. And so we have 5 plus 3, which is 8, is equal to the square root of x. And then that square root, to get rid of it, you will have to square the opposite side. And 8 squared is going to give us 64. And so that would be your answer. So I will redo that question, but for those persons who do feel comfortable, you can go ahead and try to work that one on your own. So again, the first thing we did was to identify where is the letter that we're looking for in the problem. After that, we said, okay, let's move everything from beside it. And so that -3 becomes +3. Then we take it to the opposite side. And just as we have been doing before, to get rid of the square root, we square the opposite side. So go ahead, pause the video, work that question on your own, and then you can press play to see the solution. So we have 8 is equal to the square root of x minus 2. So you want to go ahead and locate x. So we're removing everything from beside it. So the -2, when we take it across, will become +2. And 8 plus 2 is 10. So 10 would be equal to the square root of x. And to get rid of the square root, we are going to square the opposite side. And 10 squared is 10 times 10, which is 100. Okay, and so for our final example today, we are still looking at the solving. However, what if the square root is on the right-hand side but behind, right? So you still start off by locating where the x is, then everything beside it, you want to move it to the opposite side. So that -2 will become +2. And 2 plus 2 is going to give us 4. And so 4 is equal to the square root of x. Again, you do not need to put the plus sign. To get rid of the square root, we will square the opposite side. And 4 squared is going to give us 16. So for the final question for you to try for this lesson, you can go ahead and try that one, and then we will consider this video complete. So you can press pause, work it on your own, and then as usual, press play to see the solution. So we have 1 is equal to -1 plus root x. So we want to first locate the x. And then the -1 beside it, when you take it to the opposite side, you want to make that a +1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 is equal to the square root of x. And then for the square root, when you take it to the opposite side, you would square. And so 2 squared is going to give us 4. and that would be your answer. Okay, I do hope today's lesson, you found it useful. I hope that it will help you with whatever homework or preparation for your exam that you are doing. Until the next time, continue to know that I am rooting for you, and I'll see you in the next video.